Sammie, welcome to the Gig House Kitchen. Today's going to be a slightly different episode because I'm going to be making a viral recipe for Korean cheese dogs, which I've never made before. So, wish me luck and let's get down to it. So if you're familiar with the mukbang community, you've probably seen these cheesy beauties floating around on the internet. There's lots of different versions, but I'm going to try a bread-based version which was uploaded by Sweet Hayley. I'm going to link her video down below. It's a great video, you should definitely check it out, especially if you want to learn how to make these properly. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to get into it. So the first thing in the recipe is 200 grams of bread flour, and to this I'm going to add 50 grams of glutinous rice flour, which likes to become airborne. I've also got 2 teaspoons or about 10 grams of caster sugar, which I'm assuming is to feed the yeast. And then a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, which is about 2 grams I think it said in the recipe. And then I have my yeast, which is about 5 grams of yeast, which I have put in 180 mils of warm water, which I have been leaving to bloom for the last probably 5-10 minutes. So it should be nice and hydrated, ready to go into my bread mix. I've watched the Sweet Hayley video about 5 times trying to prepare myself for this. I have made bread before, but last time I made bread it didn't really go very well because I tried to attempt spelt bread without doing any research beforehand. So I'm hoping this goes a bit better. So there we go, I've added my yeast and warm water and I'm just going to give this a stir. Oops. Seems like it's quite a dry bread mix, so I'm going to get my hands in there and try and squeeze it together into a dough. Ooh, it's very dry. Oh god, it's going wrong already. Okay, so I've kind of brought this together into a shaggy dough. So I'm going to take it out onto my work surface and I'm going to give it a bit of a knead, see if I can bring it together a bit better. This is starting to come together now. Oh god. Sweet Hayley, if I'm ruining your recipe, I'm so sorry. Okay, so I've been kneading this for a few minutes now and it's gotten a lot more hydrated and more elastic and smooth, although it's quite a firm dough, which I'm not used to, so I'm really hoping I've done it right. We'll see. I think it's probably kneaded enough now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it back in the bowl. I actually didn't have to put any flour down because it was quite a dry dough, so it's not really sticky, which is really nice actually. So I'm just going to put this into my bowl. And it says in the recipe that I need to let this develop and puff up for about an hour, so I'm going to pop off and do that now. Okay, so it's been about an hour, so I'm going to check out the bread dough. I'm pretty sure it's risen quite well, so we'll see. Wow, look at that. That has gone absolutely bananas. I suspect now that all I need to do is kind of just knock it back like I would a normal bread dough. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to flour my work surface. I'm going to tip this bread dough out. Wow. I'm just going to give it a little quick knead before I start trying to shape it. It feels very nice and soft, so I'm optimistic that it will be at least half decent. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I need to divide this into 8, so I'm going to cut that in half, and then in half, and then in half. So I've got 8 pieces there. Just going to try my mum's trick. It's a lot harder than it looks. Oh my god. That's my attempt at a bread roll. I think obviously I'm going to have to get my mum to give me a few more lessons in doing that. I'm just going to shape these into balls so I can work out how big they are before I cover my kebabs. Kebabs? Kebabs? I don't know, whatever you want to call them. Okay, those are wildly different sizes. And if I'll just do a little bit of, you know, rejigging. See if I can get them a sort of similar size. So as you can see, I have pre-prepared my cheese sticks. Oh, they're throwing flour on me. And as you can tell, they did not enjoy the process. So let's hope these actually hold together. They seem okay, but we'll see at the end. And I've also got a lovely plate of extra crispy panko breadcrumbs because all the ones I've seen and the Sweet Hailey recipe that I am doing, they're covered in breadcrumbs. Now we've got our bits and pieces here. I'm going to get my bread ready. So Sweet Hailey didn't use a rolling pin or anything. She kind of just sort of squidged the dough with her fingers. So, you know, she seemed pretty pro, so I think I'll just follow her lead and do the same. These actually seem quite small compared to the sticks because, I mean, obviously the camera is quite close up in her video, but they look like absolute monsters. But here they're not too big. So measuring my dough against my stick. Hope it's not too skinny. It's probably gonna pop, knowing my luck, but that's the fun, really, isn't it? So okay, yeah, that looks alright. Now we're gonna dip him in the panko. And Sweet Hailey kind of squished it on, so we'll see how that goes. It's quite spiky, really. I wasn't expecting that, but I suppose they are extra crispy, so it's hard to tell because it's quite beige, but I think it's got enough breadcrumbs on it. It seems to be covered all over, so I'm gonna stick him on there. Ah, looks lovely. I'm excited about this now. So I'm just gonna do the same again. Get my little ball of dough and start squidging him. Get my guy here and stick him next to it. Wrap him up in a little blankie. Oh no, there's a hole! No! Oh god. Oh, there's going to be a cheese explosion, no doubt. And just as we did before, I'm going to stick him in the bread. I think what I'm going to do this time is just squidge him in. Does that work? I can't tell. Okay, so I'll stick them next to his little friend. Do you know what? I'm so impressed. It's one of those things that you see online and you're like, oh no, I could never make that. But so far, not too hard. It's actually coming together quite well. But again, don't speak too soon. Haven't tried to fry these yet, so you know, it could all come crumbling down on me, but I'm hoping it won't. Okay, so I'm back. And check out these beauties. They took me about 15 more minutes after I cut the camera. It turns out they're quite robust, so you can be a bit aggressive with them and really squish those panko breadcrumbs on. And a little disclaimer, if you're ever going to panko breadcrumb anything, they will be all over your life, literally all over the counter, all over the floor, in my shoes, everywhere. So if you were going to use them, be a bit more careful than I was. So anyway, I've already set up my hob because these now need to be deep fried. And I don't think Sweet Hailey gave a cooking temperature, but from the video it seems like it was probably quite a low heat because there's only a slight sizzle, which makes sense because obviously you don't want to burn these. So I've already put the induction hob on, Mr. Bleepers, my mum's favourite friend. And I'm just gonna let oil heat up, and I've got a little piece of bread here so that I can check the oil when it's ready. So we'll just wait. I don't think my pan is as deep as hers was. Stick's too long. Probably should have flipped it before that, but hopefully it's okay. That looks a bit more promising. That looks a bit more like it did in the video. So, let's do it at a time. I don't know how you tell if these are cooked. She seemed to cook hers until hers were golden brown. So this is pretty golden brown, but I'm still not sure if they're going to be done. I'm worried they're going to be doughy inside. I don't know. Here they are. Apparently it's quite common for people to roll these in sugar. It's quite a big thing in Korean culture, I've heard, to mix sweet and salty. I mean, I suppose that's quite common everywhere. There's people put like chips in milkshakes and things. But I'm gonna try rolling one of these in the sugar. Oh. Doesn't want to do it. But I'll just use my fingers, it's fine. Okay, so here we have it, our Korean cheese dogs. They look absolutely amazing, and they actually almost look like Sweet Haleys, which I'm really jazzed about because I was not expecting them to come out this well. So off camera I just drizzled them in yellow mustard and ketchup because I hear that's how you serve them. So yeah, I'm going to try one and see how they go. I'm not sure how I feel about the sugar, so I might not like that bit, but we'll see. Okay, God, I don't even know how to tackle this. Mmm! Mmm! Oh my God! It's actually really good! I was not expecting that. Oh wow! Tastes so different than I expected. I didn't think I'd like the sugar because I don't normally like sweet on savoury things. I'm a bit weird about it, but it works so well. These are, oh my God, these are amazing. So there you have it, Korean cheese dogs. I'm so excited that I managed to make these, and they taste amazing. I wasn't sure what to expect, but they're actually so good. Thank you for joining us. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. See you next time in the Gatehouse Kitchen. Bye!